All right. So please hold any questions you have until the end. We're going to do a quick Q&A at the very end of the things. And I just need to share my screen. Electra, hello, hello. Welcome. Yay. Okay. Share. Good morning, Julie. All right. Let's dive on in here. I've got a little presentation to give you. I thought it would be fun to have a visual to accompany the presentation. See if my computer's cooperating. Here we go. Yay.
Okay, so here's people that have allowed pictures to be taken that are watching. Sam, James, Julie. Okay, but our camera is not working, so.
Oh, that's okay. No worries. You don't have to be on camera.
Can you hear me talking?
I can hear you talking. If you want to mute yourself just during the presentations, and we'll do questions later. Thank you.
All right.
I got you. Here, I'll mute there. I muted you. Sorry. All right. Welcome. It's a beautiful Saturday morning. Thank you for joining me. We are here to discuss soil health and how it's affecting human health. This is a huge issue that a lot of people just aren't talking about. So I'm super passionate about just creating more awareness around this. And let's dive on in. Here we go. So for those of you who don't know me, I am Greatorex-Duncan, a certified regenerative health practitioner and iridologist. That means I study the iris to map out what's going on in your body. I'm also a certified health and life coach. And soil health. So did you know that decades of conventional farming practices have done well to feed the increasing population of the world, but it's actually depleted our soil of nutrients and organic matter? So you can see here, this is old school soil with organic fertilizers when the soil is super healthy. And this dried up soil here is more of our traditional fertilizer soil, and what the majority of our world's soil looks like right now. So the plant is getting fertilizer nutrients, but that is all. The microorganisms and the organic matter and the nutrients in the soil itself are all dying away. I believe that most of our earthworms are dead right now, which is a really sad fact. And it's really affecting our food on a big level, because if our soil is not nutrient dense, our food is empty fuel. So 1% of America's food is organic right now, and much less than 1% is regeneratively formed using nutrient dense soils. That's pretty small. It's a pretty small portion. So how did we get here? So after World War II, the United States turned its excess petroleum. They were using all of this petroleum during the war. And then they were like, what are we going to do with it? And they decided to make chemical fertilizers for our food, which originally, bright idea. But Dr. Zach Bush has done a lot of studies on this, and he kind of dives into it in more depth. If you ever want to learn more, he has a lot of education around this subject. But he says the plants were greener at this time when they created these fertilizers, but they weren't healthier. So they were now weak and lacking major nutrients. And for the first time in history, the farmers were ignoring the generational and indigenous wisdom of the good crop practices that the Native Americans had passed on down to us. So they stopped letting their soil rest, and they stopped rotating their crops. which allowed the crops to regenerate on their own in their own natural ways. And this is what created our dry, dead soils of today. So there's a huge problem right now with the inability to access nutrient-dense food. The United States Department of Agriculture reported that 39.4 million Americans live in communities where it is much easier to buy grape soda instead of a handful of grapes. It's a big issue right now. I know I live in Montana right now, and that is kind of a barren wasteland as far as nutrient-dense food goes. Most of the small towns out here, all you can get is iceberg lettuce and fried chicken, and it's really sad. So our soil health, our tomato is not our grandparents' tomato, so to speak. So these days, tomatoes have almost no lycopene, which is a plant nutrient with antioxidant properties that give them their red color, compared to a tomato in the 1950s. So compared to 50 to 70 years ago, the food we consume today has significantly less nutrient value. And 92 to 98% of Americans are mineral or nutrient deficient right now. That's a huge, huge amount of people. We all need more nutrients in our food. So make sure it's delicious. This is one thing I like to tell people when you're shopping at the grocery store. Well, you don't know until you eat it, right? Oh, Cassandra's here. Yay, Cassandra. Sorry, 1 second, I'm letting her in the room. Hi, Cassandra, welcome. We're just diving in here. So we were just talking about how 92 to 98% of Americans have a nutrient deficiency of some level, minerals or vitamins, all sorts of deficiencies going on, unfortunately. So when there are beautiful flavors, when there's great flavor in your produce, this also coincides with high nutritional value. So I'm sure that a lot of you may have gone to the grocery store and bought some fresh fruits that don't really taste good. So the same aspects of the plant that give it high nutrition also give it the best flavors and aroma. So if your fruit is super tasty or your veggies are super tasty, that is a good sign. You're on the right track here. If you find a local farm where their vegetables and fruits are really vibrant and organic, and they're also very flavorful, this is a good sign that their soils are better than others. So not all produce is equal. This is huge. Antioxidants in some carrots, for example, are 90% higher than other carrots. That means you'd have to eat 90 carrots to get the same value of 1 carrot grown in a regeneratively farmed soil. So that just gives you a sense of how much money you could be wasting on nutrientless food. It's pretty wild. So let's talk about glyphosate and what is it? So it's a neurotoxic chemical that's labeled as an antibiotic and used as a weed killer. This is the main ingredient in Roundup that's made by Monsanto, and it's patented as an antibiotic. It's always been that way for some reason. That's the way it functions in our bodies. So when we breathe it, when we eat it, we are eating an antibiotic. So this blocks the absorption of our ability to absorb our essential amino acids and starts breaking down the gut lining within 30 minutes. And this can create mucoid plaque on the inner intestinal walls by blocking nutrient absorption. So mucoid plaque looks like a kind of a black slimy film, and your intestines have these little villi on them that absorb your nutrients. So when you have mucoid plaque, the nutrients just slide right over that film and it is not absorbed. It's just processed out of the body. It's a huge bummer because, you know, we want to be getting the nutrients from all of our foods. So glyphosate studies show that roughly 4.5 billion pounds of glyphosate is sprayed annually worldwide, and about 1% of it hits a weed. It's a water-soluble toxin that has been found to be in 75% of our air and our drinking water. And over the last 25 years, we have seen the most profound explosion of chronic disease in human history. I'm about to go over some of those examples. But it really is a huge issue with gut issues, with neurological issues. There's all sorts of things going on in our health that are related to glyphosate toxicity. So you can see here that glyphosate and autism, there is a rise. So I wish I could blow this up for you a little bit larger. But this is a study of children between the ages of 6 to 22 years. And we start here back in the late 1990s. Glyphosate started being used in excess in the late 1980s, and then, or it started being used a little bit, and then it started escalating here in the early 90s. You'll see this red line here. This is the rise in autism and the rise in glyphosate use at the same time. This is going all the way up to 2009, 2010. And there have been a lot of studies since then as far as the escalation of this and other neurological diseases happening. You can see the same thing happening with deaths from Parkinson's disease, early 1990s, rising with the escalation of glyphosate. And just a couple more graphs here. And back in 2009, they weren't using half as much glyphosate as they are right now. It's a huge problem. Oh, that was it. Dementia and Alzheimer's. So you can see the same kind of scale here with dementia and then Alzheimer's climbing in the same way. So glyphosate, I can show you those after the presentation too, if anybody's curious about diving more into these studies. I know we just kind of breezed over that, but they are really interesting studies. So I'm happy to offer you more information, but for the essence of time right now, let's keep on moving. So amino acids. So glyphosate blocks our ability to absorb our essential amino acids. So let's talk about that a little bit. They are the building blocks of the body. The body is made out of 200,000 proteins, which are made out of amino acid chains. So the chains include 26 amino acids, just like the 26 letters of the alphabet. And the effect of glyphosate on human health is like taking the vowels out of the alphabet, and you're going to affect almost every word if you do that. And those words are like the human processes of the body. So you can see when glyphosate comes in, we are going to be negatively impacting the body on such a big level. So when your 9 essential amino acids are affected, you lose tens of thousands of protein structures in functionality and in form. And those essential amino acids can't be made by the body. You must obtain them from your food on the outside. So if your food is lacking nutrients, then what do we do, right? And I'll have more solutions for you at the end. It's really important to pay attention to what you buy and where you're spending your dollar right now. So glyphosate studies show that essential amino acids are blocked by Roundup. So here's just like a little, oh man, my emoji here didn't show up. I don't know why it did that. Well, anyways, so Roundup leads to eating poison in your food, leads to these broken amino acid chains, which leads to this, it should be a sick person in bed. That's what it should say instead of those silly words there, or what it should look like. So we've subtracted out the ability to build the human properly, which is outrageous. And we've done this ourselves. So again, just want to shed light on this fact. Please spread it with the world. If we don't do anything about this in the next 10 years, 1 in every 10 people will have autism in the USA. Can you imagine what this means for us as far as this will affect our economy, our whole system on a huge level, and we will have to change the way that we do things even more than we already are. So the good news is that there are bacteria and fungi that can digest glyphosate, but we need to stop spraying so that they can return. And even if we did stop spraying right now, glyphosate toxicity is so bad that it would probably take about 50 years for us to recover from what we've already done, but it is tangible, it is doable, and we could protect our future generations if we do this. So think about your children and your kiddos and what they have to look forward to in the future. So another thing to keep in mind is pretty and year-round isn't the way. We should not be eating all the foods all year round. It's not natural, even though I love to do that. You know, I love my kiwis in winter. I love getting watermelon any time of year. But consumers value perfect looking produce all year round, and around 6 billion pounds of produce go unharvested or unsold due mainly to the aesthetic reasons per year. So another thing to think about is if vegetables look funky, you know, eat them up. Or if they're like at the farmer's market and they look weird, grab them, you know, if they're vibrant, and maybe that's going to be the best vegetable of your life. Who knows? Okay. Sorry, my computer's being just a little bit slow here. Solutions. So let's talk about what we can do about this. This is a big problem, right? It's kind of overwhelming, but there are plenty of actions that we can take in different ways that we can make a difference in the world right now. And this is why I'm here with you today. So you can buy from a local farm or store you trust or a tested source whenever possible. Be careful with this though, because sometimes local farmers are still using conventional crop methods. The fast farming practices are ingrained in our whole society right now. So it is all over the place. And just because it's local does not mean that it's good. So ask people, what are you doing? How are you growing your vegetables? What farming practices are you using? Do you use pesticides and chemicals and herbicides? Spread the word about glyphosate and the health of our soil. People don't know about this. I mean, some of you today may have come to check this out, and there may have been, I hope that there are some things that you have learned today that you didn't know before. And if there was, then please share it with your family, share it with your friends. This is really important to know because it's deeply affecting people's life. And get involved environmentally to help restore our ecosystems. This can be done on many levels. There's many things going on locally, in towns, in governmental situations. So that's something that we can dive into deeper. If you're interested, let me know. We can find some more resources for you. Grow your own if you have the resources and the healthy topsoil to do so. So healthy topsoil is very sparse right now. So this is tricky, but growing your own, at least you know exactly what's happening with your food. You're doing it yourself. This is always awesome to do. Healthy topsoil can be made from really good manure, and cottonwood trees are known to really regenerate the soil as well. Buffalo manure is especially potent when growing your own. So what else can we do? So some of you may know that I am partnered with a superfood company. It's an organic superfood company, and they regeneratively farm all of their foods. And this is part of the reason why I am so passionate about them. And I really do want to support their mission to get people access to high quality food because they're working hard to create this really, really high quality food. It is bioavailable, it's nutrient dense, it's got everything that we're looking for. It's grown in 98 feet of topsoil that's 200 miles away from any other pollutants or contaminants. And it's grown in this volcanic lake bed that's full of minerals. And they inoculate the soil with buffalo manure and cottonwood trees and all of this stuff to really make it nutrient dense and rich. And then we're getting all of those nutrients because they wind dehydrate everything, which means you're not losing any of the nutrient content. Because when you heat your food up above 108 degrees, you are losing up to 60% of the nutrient content of your food. So That's one of the reasons why I love Purium. And they have created the first product in the world that is scientifically proven to remove up to 74% of glyphosate within, or 75% of glyphosate within 6 weeks, and remove 74% of C-reactive proteins from your body. And those are high inflammatory markers for anybody who doesn't know. So this is a really powerful product. And by introducing the Biometic, beautiful things start happening. And of course, you have to get all that stuff out of your body. So at first it can be, a little bit of a journey for the first week or two. But after that, people are having these healthy immune responses to things. Autoimmune disease is going down. We've got Jim on the call today. He's going to say a few things. Actually, Jim, I know you have to go soon. Do you want to hop off mute and just share just 2 minutes of your story?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, so I have a couple autoimmune diseases, and I'm pretty sure one has gone away. I had lupus. Yeah, I know there's no longer like any symptoms. I'm actually going to go get checked out too to make sure it's completely gone. But July 31st, like I had a huge lupus flare up, and I didn't know what to do with myself at that point. Like I just stopped everything, working out. Then I read a few books, and then I would say there's reasons why people come into your life. And Heidi and I met like a couple weeks before that, and she introduced me to this. And a couple weeks later, I signed up, and it just so happened to be exactly what I needed, which was basically the cure for lupus was just getting superfoods in you. And I kind of like neglected that myself up to that point, just kind of figuring I can do whatever I want, nothing will harm me. Not practicing what I preach, but the difference that I saw getting all these superfoods in me, like I was on the Biometic, the Appleberry Power Shake, and then I was also got on the Zinc Aid as well, and constantly getting that in me every day. I no longer have, well, I won't say yet, but no more lupus symptoms, which is fantastic. And then recently I have type 1 diabetes as well too. And I was telling Heidi this the other day when we were talking that I started taking the white ginseng, and my insulin reacts. My insulin sensitivity is so much better when I take the white ginseng and have a meal and use insulin at the same time. So I require less insulin now when I take it whenever I have a meal in the morning, which is phenomenal, which is actually saving me money on a lot of insulin.
Wow.
Yeah, my numbers are fantastic. So I'm very happy about that, very happy. And also have thyroid, but I'm feeling like everything is feeling really balanced for the first time in a long time. And just being consistent with my choices, and I'm making sure I'm putting the right things in me and just taking care of myself, and just putting the focus on just getting these superfoods in me. And I can totally feel a difference. Like even on the Biometic, I was going like sometimes periods of like IBS, sometimes not. And now it's just kind of just like my gut just feels fantastic.
Woo! Oh my gosh, what a beautiful testimonial. Thank you for sharing. I really appreciate you.
Yeah, problem.
So yeah, this is powerful stuff. I've worked with a lot of people on their gut issues with this, and there's just nothing but beautiful things to say about what happens after you get it in your body. There are huge results with autism, which I'll talk about in 1 second. I know we don't have that much time left. So there is a glyphosate petition right now that the Million Mom movement created, I believe, and they are a group of women, of moms who are Purium related, and they're all very passionate about getting glyphosate out of the world because they put it in our kids' Cheerios. They put it in our kids' food. Like, it's disgusting that we're feeding neurotoxic chemicals to our children right now. And that is accepted in this society and encouraged. So there's a glyphosate petition. I can send it to you after if you like. Join the Million Mom movement if you like. It's free to join. They have meetings every week for education purposes. They have all sorts of resources for you. They're always up to something. and support the Awaken Project, which is our, it's designed to support autistic families with people who are experiencing autism. And basically we have a lottery program for a vacation retreat for the whole family, where the child is going to be taken care of. It's for kids between the ages of 12 months and 10 years old. And so any child within that range of age can be taken care of. They've got art therapy, horse therapy, all equine therapy, aquatic therapy is what I meant to say, sorry. All sorts of things for these kids to do. They also provide a date night for the parents, and you're getting fed superfoods the whole time. And they have a specific autism protocol for these superfoods, and they have seen huge results in even just getting the biomedic into these kiddos. And all of a sudden they're speaking full sentences and they're making eye contact and their creativity goes up, and it's incredible what can happen once they start getting the superfoods in their body. So this really is powerful stuff. And the Awaken Project is completely nonprofit, and they actually don't have a lot of people that have applied right now. So if you know anybody who is a family struggling with autism, an autistic child within that age group, let me know, because we can get you submitted into possibly being able to experience that, which is a really beautiful gift. The business mentorship program is another part of things here with Purium, and this is something that I offer with my team, and you get to be educated about so much more about regenerative health, about these superfoods and what they can do for you, and how you can better share healthy solutions for the world, and also create more wealth in your life and more wealth in other people's lives. It's a really powerful vehicle to change your life on all levels. So if that's something you're interested, let me know too. Moving forwards, so why Purium? I don't mean to hit the nail on the head, but it is my favorite company I've ever found, because they are regeneratively farmed. They are beyond organic. They are 100% pure, triple tested for any contaminants. They are wind dehydrated for maximum nutrient content, which I spoke of earlier. They are incredibly micronutrient dense. They are 99% bioavailable to the body. There are no unnatural chemicals or sweeteners, binders, fillers, GMOs, dyes, etc. All of those things that we don't want in our foods aren't in them. They are vegan, sprouted, and raw. They are earth conscious. So they're working on going 100% plastic free. They use most of their packaging now, they've switched to this bamboo and hemp cellulose material. And our carbon footprint is something that they're working on making smaller as well, which means that they have one truck that goes from their farms to their packaging center, and then one truck that goes from their packaging center to FedEx and UPS. So they've really streamlined the whole system so that it is the least amount of carbon used possible. And this is a really heart-centered business. I just went on a business retreat with a bunch of my leaders and mentors. And oh my God, like it was a breath of fresh air working with these world changers. These people are driven to be the change they want to see in the world, and to feed the children in the schools. And like, there's so many big projects that they're working on that are deeply inspiring to me and hopefully to you as well. And I love working with just this really heart-focused group. It blew my mind how they function. So it's really is an inspiring company, and I would love to tell you more if you're interested in learning about it. So some solutions for your health or the health of your family and friends. Try some of the most nutrient dense foods in the world. They offer a 60-day money back guarantee. So if you're not happy, even if you use all your products, you can send back the packaging and get all your money back. So there really is no risk here. And they are a game changer, a life changer. Since I became consistent with these products, I have revolutionized my own health and the health of my family. The Ultimate Transformation Program is like our 30-day cleanse style program, but you are flooding your body with nutrients while you're stripping away the toxins. So this makes for a much gentler cleanse or detox than people normally are used to. As far as people shy away from detox, they're like, I don't want to do that, it's gonna be too rough on my body. And these are the tools that you need to be able to get that stuff, that yucky stuff out without having a terrible time. And feeling like healthy and vibrant at the end of it as well. It's a powerful thing. Most people see their biggest results within 90 days of using the products. We have a Core 4 program, which is our core nutrition program, a smaller version of the ULT, which is the ultimate lifestyle transformation program we just talked about. We have pregnancy and postpartum nutrition. You are creating another human inside of you. When you're pregnant, that is going to leak so much nutrients out of your body. So we have programs for those ladies as well. And I have lots of testimonials for postpartum nutrition and getting out of postpartum depletion. It's really powerful stuff. Nobody has to experience that. So nutrient support that actually gives your body what it needs to be able to promote repair at a cellular level. So these foods, whether you're too skinny, whether you're overweight, whether you have digestive issues or neurological issues, these are synergized in a way, scientifically speaking. They're using specific herbs and fruits and vegetables together in ways that will support your body in the way that it needs to be able to repair. That's why these products are so special. And they create long-lasting energy and vibrance on a day-to-day level. It's not just food, they are healthy solutions. It's really exciting stuff. So testimonies. So Jim already shared his testimony. I was wondering, because you're here, Electra, I was wondering if you would be open to coming off of mute and just sharing 2 minutes of your experience. Electra, are you there? If not, I can share for you. I'm gonna share. I don't think she will mind. So Electra experienced IBS for about 7 years, and it was getting really bad to the point where she had to carry her porta potty around with her, and it's very uncomfortable emotionally and physically for her. And she got on Purium back in January, and she did her first ULT. And within the 30 days, she saw huge improvement. And after 45 days, I think it was, she was able to reintroduce some foods that she hadn't been able to eat for a really long time. And everything was going well. And then she ate some terrible Chinese food, and she got some food poisoning that stuck with her. There were some beastie parasites in there that were really bad, and they disrupted her gut again. So she just went through another healing protocol, regenerative protocol, I should say. And she spent 3 months doing the ULT. And now she is back in action. She's having healthy bowel movements. She's feeling mentally more vibrant than she ever has in many, many years. And yeah, so she's got a really powerful story. There's so many testimonies that I don't even know what to share. Every day I go online and I see more stuff. Everything from autoimmune to digestive issues, SIBO, cancer, all sorts of things. I'm not saying that this is a cure. I can't say that, we don't fix anything, but we are giving the nutrients to your body that it needs to be able to have the advantage to repair. So if you want to hear more testimonies, please let me know. I know I want to keep us at 40 minutes, so I'm not going to go deeper into those things right now. But mental or physical health, everything is connected. For anybody struggling with mental health or hormonal issues, you start with the gut, because so many of our neurotransmitters are there, and our HPA axis, our brain-gut communication pathway. So again, I am a regenerative health practitioner. If you want to discuss more about that, let me know. And do we have any questions coming up? Oh, I forgot I put these on here. So these are a few testimonies from the ULT, our Ultimate Transformational Program. So you'll see here, Autumn, she battled with depression and anxiety for over 20 years. And she lost 20 pounds on the ULT, and she is feeling more vibrant, more clarity, less inflammation, and happier than she has in 20 years, which is incredible after just a 30-day program. This woman, she had cystic acne, and now her skin is singing. She couldn't be happier about that. And then this woman, Ty, she saw huge improvements in the first month just with her blood pressure, her cholesterol levels, and her pre-diabetes. As Jim was saying, like, this stuff is really incredible. Those are just a few. So who do you know who is searching for solutions? I want you to really think about, you know, everybody in your life who may be having issues. We all take these little symptoms that we experience on a day-to-day basis, like headaches, belly aches, you know, digestive distress after eating something, just general fatigue. There's so many things, skin rashes or eczema, so many things, so many symptoms that we just think, you know, that's just life. But it's not. You don't have to live that way. Suffering is optional, and we do have solutions. So if there's anybody that you know that's popping into your mind that might need a solution like this, please let me know, because we have helped so many people become more healthy and vibrant in their lives. Do we have any questions? Does anybody want to bring anything up before we finish? Feel free to come off mute if you do. Or raise your hand. No? All right. Well, I really appreciate everybody for joining me today. Thank you so much. And I will talk to you soon.
Can I say something real quick?
Oh, yes, please, Jim.
So you were saying about the seasonal fruits and vegetables. So I picked up a part-time job at a place called Mom's Organics, and we have to go through, like, I'm in the produce section. We have to go through all the foods and pick out the ones that don't look aesthetically pleasing. And as you go through them, I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is the ripest, like, strawberry ever. Like, but the appearance of food, like, it's crazy how people just want, like, things to look a certain way, and they don't taste the best compared to the ones that are, like, the ripest or, like, juicing just a little bit. I'm like, this is the perfect one to be eating right now. So I thought that really, like, sparked my interest there when you said that, or like a light bulb went off. I was like, yeah, I can't believe people do that. Like, even if it looks weird or like a little like damaged, like, people, like, it's not allowed to go on the floor. I'm like, it's terrible. But
Right?
but the staff can get it for free.
That's
So,
good for you
yeah,
then.
good for me. Yeah, but you're right. Like, the flavorful stuff, like, the more colorful and flavored it is, like, you can totally tell, like, it's better for you. But, like, the ones that can go out there aren't necessarily the best tasting ones or the best ones for you.
Yeah.
Even if it's, like, an all organic, most of the produce comes from, like, local farms, and it's still like, no. But a lot of people just need to be educated, and so I love that people like you do this to, like, educate people on everything, because that's where I think everybody lacks.
Oh, thank you, Jim.
Welcome. Thank you for doing it. I learned so much. Thank you.
Yay. Awesome. Well, that was my goal today. That makes me really happy. So yes, I hope everybody enjoys their afternoon. Happy weekend to you. And let me know if you have any questions at all about anything we discussed today. Thanks so much for attending. Bye.
Thank you, Ilsa. That was wonderful.
You're so welcome.
I say let's do more of these. I think it's the most informative, best thing we could do for our friends and family, and just keep educating.
Yes.
So great to see you and Heidi and Jim and